And I'm sorry if people can't understand, but I understand why they don't understand. It's because they don't come from the bottom of a stage and look at 20 to 30,000 people. They don't get that opportunity. And I'm blessed to have that opportunity. So with that said, I can only be honest about such a thing. And I don't understand. I've never witnessed racism.
So I'm expected to vote Democrat because I'm gay. And I think the same thing goes. They take for granted that, if you're black, if you're a racial minority, if you're a sexual minority, you're probably going to vote Democrat. Well, in discovering how dishonest the media could be, I also found that what they were really doing is manipulating our fears and concerns. I mean, for instance, me as a gay person, once Trump was elected, like every day there were these barrages of stories that were saying things like, Trump expected to sign an executive order to, turn back gay rights. Well, then I was seeing all these Democrat politicians getting, in front of a microphone as quickly as they could and backing up what the media was saying. But they knew that it wasn't true, just because the media was making it up. And, it just became very, very clear to me that they were taking us for granted. They were manipulating our fears to get us to vote the way they want us to vote.
There's no logic. We've been playing into this radical left ideology of, 57 genders, or all whites are racists, or, all this BS. And the right, for the most part, has kept silent because it's like, okay, those people are, you know what I mean? Like, let them do their thing. But now our rights are being taken away. And we've played into these people like needing safe spaces, or, throwing their arms up over the idea of Ben Shapiro coming and speaking with them because he's what a Nazi? Or did they say that?
Yeah, the Jewish Nazi, Ben Shapiro.
Right. The logic is gone.
Make no mistake about it. The crazy protests, riots, and violence that we're seeing in America's urban areas and really all across our country in 2020 is a direct result of the culture that's been very carefully cultivated on America's college campuses for the last 10 to 15 years. Campus is a very extremely different situation than what you ordinarily would expect. And even if you were just on a college campus 5 years ago or 10 years ago, it looks dramatically different today than it did just a few years ago. My college experience in even biomedical sciences, which was what I studied in college, was extremely filled with professors' partisan ideas that I had to adhere to, even if I just wanted to pass a class or fit in on campus. And I think so many Americans are facing that grim reality on college campuses today. But what's great is that we're starting to fight back. And we're seeing a huge generation of young conservative voices push back against that leftist indoctrination in academia.
These people don't give a damn about black people. They don't care about the lives of other black people. They are sitting up here burning down Philadelphia. They are looting and burning down the city. Because of what? Because a cop shot first of all, a black cop and a white cop shot a black person. But they making it all about the white man and racism. Wait on the facts to come out. Wait on the investigation. As soon as they hear somebody was shot by a cop, they act a plumb fool and want to burn down a city. Why are you burning down your own city? Why are you burning down your own community? Why are you doing that?
And then you decided to do something completely left field.
Yes, I took a grenade and then threw it over my shoulder into my career and joined the Trump administration.
God bless.
And that was why I just had a moment where I realized, I was like, no, this is the most important thing. I mean, I will return to the culture war. I mean, I think I don't know exactly what, is on the plate next, but I'm working on putting a film together. But I thought at this one moment, politics was actually more important than culture. And I think I was right. And I'm so glad I did. I mean, it's absolutely the most 180. You could have, if you asked me 5 or 6 years ago if I was ever going to work in politics or in the government or in the State Department, I would have been like, are you crazy? Do you know me?
I mean, Donald Trump signed a tax bill that has now redirected billions of dollars of private investment to black communities in the inner cities. And you could think that he's indelicate, or you could think he could say things differently. That's fine. You're entitled to that opinion. But don't use heavily weighted words like racism when there are real racists. Richard Spencer is a racist. Richard Spencer's a piece of shit. I will say that over and over again, okay? He's a horrible, horrible person. The president is not that. When you start to use these words, they start to mean nothing. All of a sudden, you just label it as everyone. All of a sudden, hatred becomes just a pejorative you start to label on everyone. I'm really afraid as a country we're starting to cheapen real hatred. We're starting to cheapen real racism. That really bothers me. And you know who wants that? The extremists want that. The real hatred people want that. They just do. The David Dukes of the world, who's a horrible person. He's a piece of shit. No, he endorsed Tulsi Gabbard, a Democrat running for president. He just called Ilhan Omar the most important member of Congress. He said Donald Trump has gone back on what I think I believe because he has too many blacks around. He has too many Jews around. His support of Israel. So David Duke has now denounced Donald Trump, and Donald Trump has also denounced David Duke.
And I've realized that the problem actually lies in the hands of white people, and it is noble and it's good that you want to help, but wanting to help is actually what's hurting Black America. It's removing personal responsibility. It's signaling to Black America that nothing is your fault and everything can be fixed if we just get help from white people. The part of white people was done in the 1960s when we got our rights, when we were finally allowed, we leveled the playing field and we said, okay, Black Americans, now you can strive in this country to be in the same institutions, to have the same jobs, to open the same businesses, to live on the same streets as white people. Unfortunately, because of the media right now, white people are being taught that they're not doing enough, that they're doing something wrong, when in fact that is the curse. White guilt is actually the curse. Right now, white Americans aren't asking Black Americans for equality. They're not saying Black Americans aren't asking for equality. We're actually asking for entitlements. And that is something that I have realized, is that when you get so used to special treatment, equality can sort of feel like oppression. And we have an entire generation of Black Americans that are not realizing that there is no oppression in this country. There is nothing that I cannot do as a Black woman in this country that you cannot do if you're a white American watching. So equality is here. Everyone just needs to start acting like it.